Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, guys, welcome to the Rice Museum here in Georgetown. I'm joined by James, who is the director here. You're going to tell me all about it.
I'm going to tell you all about the Rice Museum. Now, what would you like to do first?
Well, first, I think we should start with where you guys are located. Obviously here in Georgetown, but this is a historic site, right?
It's historic, and we're at 633 Front Street in Georgetown, South Carolina. And you go to the 4-story clock tower in the middle of town, and that is one of our buildings. And then the building next door is the second building, often called the Kaminsky Hardware Store.
And there's a treasure trove of stuff here. I mean, really.
Well, it's more than just stuff. We have all kinds of things going on, from historical displays to our museum shop and our gallery. I would like to invite everyone to come. And we're standing in front of the Browns Ferry vessel. This is our major display here at the Rice Museum. The vessel itself dates to approximately 1730. It's the oldest vessel of colonial manufacture ever discovered in America. And it was made out of native materials, pine, live oak, and cypress. And it was on its way up the Black River and sank at a place called Browns Ferry, oddly enough. And it was carrying a load of 7,000 brick. And the historians speculate that it was attacked by Indians and burned and sank. And because it had all the load of bricks, it was very heavy. And there are burn marks on one side of the vessel that indicate there was some kind of a fire.
I see.
And this is 1730. We didn't have CNN. We didn't have newspapers, and so we have to conjecture why it sank.
Of course. It's so incredible to be able to actually see it in person. It is absolutely huge. And you were even telling me again about the different types of wood that they were using, what was around our area. It's really cool to see that construction. And this was found in the 70s?
1976. I was there when they pulled it up out of the river.
Wow.
And that was 49 years ago, which corresponds exactly to the time I came to be the director of the Rice Museum.
Really?
I know you think he's so young looking, but 49 years ago.
You became the director 49 years ago?
Of course, I was only 5 years old.
You were grandfathered in, maybe?
I was a grandfather, even then.
I see. So, well, tell me, what was the purpose of the Rice Museum in its beginning?
The Rice Museum was opened in 1970 as part of the tricentennial celebration of South Carolina.
Okay, cool.
And we were then only in the clock tower. We were 750 square feet, telling the history of rice agriculture in our county, which was a major crop. It made South Carolina the second richest state in the Union after Massachusetts, and it made the planters along the Waccamaw River the richest people in the country.
Va-va-boom.
Yes. But it was heavily dependent on slave labor, and the African American slaves, enslaved Africans, had the technology from Africa for growing rice. So it was their technology that made rice growing a success.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We have a little bit of a different segment that we are doing. I'm joined by Miguel Brown, who's normally behind the camera. Miguel, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. We really just wanted to show you guys who Miguel was. He does so much for our team here at Living Local Carolina, and I want you guys to be able to get to know him as well. So, Miguel, why don't you tell me a little bit about your background and how you got to be here at Living Local Carolina?
My background started. I graduated from the Art Institute of Charleston, got a film degree in 2014, and then I started at News 2 as a senior video editor, and that's where we worked together in Charleston. I've been there for a few years, and then I Nexstar created the Living Local show, and I wanted to do LLC, and then a position happened to open up back in 2022 here in Myrtle Beach, and I applied here. And Lord and behold, here you are in Myrtle Beach from Charleston.
Who would have thought?
Exactly.
Well, tell me, what is it about the job that you enjoy most?
The most I enjoy about this job is the creativity, because with news, there's no creativity. There's straight, hard edits or quick shoots.
You're trying to get things out as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah, and it's a lot. LLC is a lot more funner than the happy news versus the sad news that everybody pretty much hates.
True.
Yeah.
For those who maybe don't know, why don't you talk a little bit about your job and what it entails on a daily basis?
So my job entails, as obviously I'm behind the scenes, setting up the camera, making sure that everything is lit properly, making sure that the guests and even Katie is mic'd properly, checking the levels of the audio, bringing the footage back to the station, ingesting everything for Katie to also edit, and also for myself, depending on the projects. We divide the projects up together.
We're a two-man band.
Yes. And I actually edit the shows, put the shows together. I kind of gave her a little more editing because she loves to edit.
I do.
And I love to edit too, but it's definitely great.
And you also have been doing a little bit more of the producing aspect of this job. You actually look for segments, you're going out in the community, you're making the calls and finding people to come on the show. So what has that been like, kind of expanding your role over the last year?
Expanding my role has been, great. I actually enjoyed calling folks and saying, hey, would you like to do LLC for your nonprofit? And a lot of people either get nervous or they're super excited, and it's great to give a lot of folks that type of exposure.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You've been able to see quite a bit over the last year. Lots of different segments, lots of different businesses. You've gotten to meet a ton of people. Is there anything that stood out to you?
One of the fun things was the Low Country Flying Club. I never thought I was really that much afraid of heights until we hopped into the small plane. I hopped into the small plane and getting shots of us flying around the Myrtle Beach area. But it was very different from being in a very large commercial plane versus to a private. Our plane was behind another plane, and feeling that jet engine just causing the plane to jump, and I'm freaking out. Even though you can't see it on camera, I'm behind the scenes freaking out with the camera. I can't look down.
You're keeping it steady though.
Keeping it steady.
The best you can.
The best I can until the shaking of the plane stopped, and I was like, I can actually film now.
Yeah, I will not be going in the air anytime soon. I'm glad that Miguel was able to do that, but I'm gonna have to hard pass on that. You also got to meet Mr. Thomas, the steak man. We got to do a segment with him. He was absolutely wonderful. And it's being able to highlight people like that I think really, really make this job so special.
following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Don't Get It Twisted.
Well, guys, welcome to Living Local Carolina. I know you've heard about the Coastal Cowboy Pro Rodeo that's coming up, and part of that fun experience is going to be the food, of course, and that's why I'm joined by Jenny Jo from Don't Get It Twisted. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Okay, what are people going to be able to eat?
So they're gonna have homemade pork chops, ribeye, ribs, fire corn, baked beans, potato salad, macaroni and cheese.
A classic Southern meal, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
So what made you guys want to be a part of this fun day?
Absolutely rodeo. And these are my favorite customers. They've been with me since day one, and they deserve this. And I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
So how does the VIP experience work? Who gets the dinner? How does all that play out?
Well, they purchase the price of a VIP ticket, and that comes with alcohol and the dinner, and the seating and the parking.
Well, we're excited to see what you guys are cooking up, and people can actually come and watch you guys cook before going to the rodeo, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me all about it.
So we had a barbecue welded, so it's gonna be firewood. You get to actually see your steaks, your fire corn, everything being cooked in front of you.
Wow.
Dinner and a show.
I love it. All right, well guys, you know Paul. He's back with me to tell me some more details about the VIP experience and when the rodeo is gonna be.
So the Coastal Cowboy Pro Rodeo is gonna be June 6th and 7th. And the VIP experience actually includes VIP parking, VIP seating, an extremely excellent meal here from Don't Get It Twisted. And as far as everything else goes, guys, you can't miss the VIP experience. I mean, it's worth paying the little extra money for, and you're not gonna believe what you get with it.
Yeah, you get the most bang for your buck. So where can people get those tickets?
Eventbrite. Eventbrite, they're on sale now, but I will tell you, listen, tickets are selling fast. We've been selling tickets for quite a while, and we're not expecting this thing to last very long. Get your tickets now.
Get on it. Well, thank you, Paul. I appreciate it.
This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by Don't Get It Twisted.
I am so excited to be in the kitchen today with David Peterson from Peterson's world famous hot dogs and sausage dogs.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
All
Glad
right.
to be here.
I'm so excited that you're here. You've got a nicely dressed hot dog here.
Thank you so
And then we
much.
have one that does not have all the fixins quite yet. But while you're fixing this up, why don't you tell me a little bit about why you started this business and how you got to where you are today?
Well, the reason why I started this business because my grandmother, she actually ran a hot dog stand in New York City.
Really?
Yes, and she had people line up all around the block. So I decided, why not start a hot dog stand in South Carolina?
Yeah.
So when I graduated school, my parents, they invested into a hot dog cart, and I got all the licensing, the permits, and everything that you have to do when you start a food business, and it was all up from there. And then I just kept going with it.
All right. So how often are you at your hot dog cart, and where can people find it?
Well, we there for at least about 6 days a week. We pretty much take Sundays off, but we set up Sundays sometime. But they can find us on Irby Street, right at by the Planet Fitness, and the tobacco market is where we set up at, right on the grass platform. That's where we set up at. So you can find us there 6 days a week.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and tell me
Alrighty.
what you're going to be putting on here?
All right, first we're gonna put some of this world famous hot dog chili. This is the best chili that you'll ever taste ever in your life. So we're gonna start out with that. We're gonna put the chili on that hot dog. You gotta put the bedding on it. This is the bedding for the hot dog.
What do you say to people that just want a plain hot dog?
Just want a plain hot dog? I say you just want a plain hot dog. You don't want something that's good on
Yeah,
world
that's
famous
what
chili?
I'm thinking.
Come on now.
You got to dress it up.
Then you're gonna put this ketchup. Gotta have
Love
that ketchup.
it.
Got to
Ketchup,
have it.
mustard.
Then you're gonna put mustard. Some people just like a line. Let's do a little line of mustard.
Yeah.
All right. Then you got to have them onions. Sometimes when I ask people, they say, "Do you want an onion?" They're like, "Yeah, I want some onion." I'm like, "Okay, relax, calm down, calm down. We're gonna put some onions on there for you."
Perfect.
So you got to have onions. Got to put the onions on,
Beautiful.
and that's how you make a perfect hot dog.
As simple as that.
Simple as that. Simple as that. And
All
it tastes
right.
delicious. The flavor is out of this world.
I love it.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, today we're going to learn some stuff. I'm joined by money coach Dana Wolf. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. You're going to talk to me about the major components of a healthy financial plan today.
Correct.
What are they? Where do we begin?
Good question, Katie. So there are 4 things that you really need to know about your financial health. I mean, we all go to the doctors once a year for a regular checkup, right? So we need to check our financial health as well. So we need to start off with the question, do we have a financial plan? Do we have a monthly plan like a budget? Do you have an estate plan like your wills and things like that? That's all part of your financial life. You're going to be dealing with money from the day you're born until the day you die. So having that estate plan, having a financial plan, do we need a debt reduction plan because we're in debt and we have goals that we want to meet? Do we have a tax reduction plan because we owe the IRS money or the South Carolina money, right? So that's the first section. The second section goes into what I want to call the funding, the things that we're going to fund in the future, all right? So we need to fund college education for our children. Maybe we need a wedding fund. Maybe we have some long-term goals like retiring at the age of 55, and so we want to fund our retirement. So that's another segment of your financial life. The third section would be more along the lines of legacy building. Okay. Are we teaching our children about finances? Because that's a huge one. Okay, are we teaching our children about our finances? Are we giving our financial wealth and building a community that we're leaving a legacy, where we're using our money for the good? So those are the first 3. And then the fourth thing is insurance. There are so many different types of insurance out there, and you really have to ask yourself, do I have the right insurance? Do I need insurance? Do I have homeowners, or auto, renters? Do I have life insurance? Do I have health insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance? I mean, there's so many out there that you really have to look at them each year and say, do I have the right coverage? Do I need more coverage? Things of that nature. So there's 4 different little pots, okay? So we've got our planning for the future pot, where we're funding things for the future. We have our now pot, and then we have our legacy pot, and then the insurances that we need to make sure that we're covered.
And you were saying this sort of thing, you should do a little checkup every year.
You do.
How do you do that?
It's the same way with going to your doctor, right? So at the first of the year, you might look back and say to yourself, where did my money go? Or you may do that on April 15th when you're doing your taxes, right? But pick a time of the year. When it comes to insurance, for example, if you know your registration is due in June and your insurance is due in June, you want to start looking 30, 60 days prior to that at your automobile insurance. Do you have the right coverage? It has to be something that works for your schedule. Don't try to look at your finances the day before you go on vacation. But pick something, whether it's the first of the year so that you can take a look back and you can say, oh, this is where I was, this is where I want to be this year.
All right, so tell me, how do people even get into this business?
Of financial coaching? Okay. So most people realize down the road that they made mistakes and they learn how to get out of debt, how to achieve their goals, and they have that desire to help other people, which is what happened with me. So through all of those situations and life situations that I had, it led me to become certified as a financial coach. I started my own business, First Step Financial Solutions, so that I can help people take that first step of the solution that they need. Hopefully on the second step and third step, I'll be with them too, because I believe in educating, empowering, and encouraging people to reach their goals.
So if people are ready to take that first step,
that's right.
How can they get in contact with you?
My website, very simple, First Step Financial Solutions, or just look up Dana Wolf.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.